Hello, Paul.
Hi.
How you doing?
Doing well.
Having a good day so far?
I wrecked them.
All right. Well, we're back here on another Friday.
Damn near killed
So
'em.
we know how we started it last Friday, and turned out okay. So I think we should do it again. What do you think?
Continue the effort.
Yeah. Are you ready over there?
Ready.
Here's to it. Let's do it, baby. Let's go. Okay. Let's get this going.
That brought to you by Cabo Wabo.
Want to make sure I can hear all the wonderful information that you have to
Yeah.
just spout at me today.
You got some dynamite stuff over here.
Ain't no doubt. All right, welcome in, everybody. Another edition of Cash and Tickets. Here to get you those locks for week 8. A little rundown. We'll probably we'll just jump right into a recap from last week because it's more fun this time than it has been in weeks past. Be a little more exciting today. And then we'll maybe run down a few of the big games coming up this weekend. And, of course, get you these locks. Again, this is Cash and Tickets brought to you by Poolside Bets. Poolside Bets that's me, Franklin Johnson. You can see my name, of course, top of my head. And
You get them right?
to my left or on the screen, to my right, Mr. Paul Roberts. Yeah, I got the names right this time.
Sometime I'm Franklin.
So I think we got it worked out this time. So before we get that going, That's
Already open.
wonderful sound. All right. Week 7. It's a good week for us. Pal, buddy, I don't know. What are we saying these? What do we go?
We had the same record.
Yeah, we did. So let's just do that. Just
Okay.
right out of the gate. Let's just jump into it. Let's take a look here. There it is on the screen. Look at all that green. That's much better. Of course, on my side, Paul's been pulling his weight, and it's time for me to get going. And finally had the week we were looking for. We both go 6-2 on the weekend. I'll just run down mine real quick. Clemson first half had a little work to do there, but they came through, got that thing done. That's a dub. Army first half, never in doubt. Always with the Black Knights there. Cincinnati plus 3.5. They win that thing outright. As I mentioned last week, I thought the wrong team was favored. They get that thing done against UCF. Pitt, I'd still bet that again. They won by 2, still won it, and they had that thing covered for most of the game. But Cal gets a late score there, goes for 2, don't get it, so Pitt wins by 2. ULM just beat the snot out of Southern Miss. Vanderbilt plus 13.5.
They won.
Got the outright win against Kentucky there. Big win for the Commodores. Iowa State, West Virginia, that's the one big miss I had there. 28-16 was the final, so I never got close to the over in that game. And then, of course, Texans minus 6.5 against the rookie Drake May. And the Texans were on the road, and that's something we'll bring up later in today's show, just to mention about NFL road favorites. But the Texans get it done. We'll go over to Paul's side. Paul, you want me to run this down for you? You want to? All right. So Paul was on, we're both on Clemson, but he was on the full game. They had no problem taking care of Wake Forest. Clemson minus 20 easy. San Jose State, Doc Emmett Brown just could not pull it through. And what are they doing with this quarterback?
They screwed it up. I'm going to put them on the shelf
Let them simmer for a
until
minute.
they figure that out. They had it going with Doc Emmett Brown. They keep swapping him out. I don't know why they're doing it. But we're going to give them a couple weeks to get their shit together.
And the Spartans aren't playing a whole lot of defense.
We're putting them in timeout.
Yeah, a little timeout there with the Spartans. What was that? The 3-point loss in that game, I think? They got it at a late score, maybe a 3 or 7 point
I
game.
can probably find it. But anyways, go ahead.
Virginia, Louisville. Virginia, you had plus 7.5. They were leading most of that game.
Yeah.
That ends up in a 24-20 final. Virginia covers easy. BYU, easy cover over Arizona. Just never a doubt in that game. North Texas, boy, if they'd ever established a lead early, I think this thing would. They were chasing the 8 ball all day. Just couldn't quite get there. Well, they win it by 4.
Yeah,
I know they won the game.
Yeah, it's 41-37.
Ole Miss, LSU, never a doubt until we got close to overtime. That thing was getting a little squirrely there, but that didn't get close. That was easy win. Ole Miss, LSU game under 62.5. Florida plus 14. You said you just hold your nose and make this bet, and by God, they damn near won that game. Paul.
Yeah, Graham Mertz don't get hurt. They win.
And Graham Mertz, unfortunately, out for the year with torn ACL, and then Iowa State, as I mentioned earlier.
Does Oklahoma and Florida play this year?
I don't know. Boy, that would be a. What's the over under in that game?
13.
It's like last year's Iowa games, right? Going to get close. It's going to make maybe in the 20s. Iowa State -3. They were kind of piddling around there for a little while, but they get it done against West Virginia. So 6-2 for both squads. I sit at 25, 27-2, inching ever closer after 2 decent weeks to 500. Paul's now 11 games over 500, 31-20. His poolside bets we have ballooned up to 56, 47-2. And Paul, give me a little reminder. What's the percentage if you're a pro gambler?
It's 54%, I believe.
4%. So we should be close to that, right?
Yeah, we're knocking on the door.
So a good record there for poolside bets, and you see our individual records there. After coming off a 5-3, a 5-3, and a 6-2, I'm working my way back. I hope to have another big week and get back to it.
I like it.
All right. So before we get into week 8, before we get to the locks in week 8, there's some decent matchups out there. So let's take a look. Some of the matchups coming up this weekend. Nothing big on Friday night as far as, I mean, there's some ranked teams playing tonight, but we'll move on to Saturday.
Just on Friday real quick. I got to play there on that one. We'll talk about that Oregon.
Yeah, that's
Oregon, Purdue. Purdue can't stop anybody.
But be careful.
If Oregon wants to score 50, they can. I didn't bet it.
Short
because
week.
It's Friday night and all that good stuff. Same reason I probably shouldn't have got on BYU, but I did. But
Well,
I'll talk about that in a minute.
Oregon's coming off a big win against Ohio State.
Yeah, but Purdue can't stop nobody.
Hey, short week, and they're traveling, and it's 29.5. That's why I didn't get on it. I mean, they can beat them by whatever they want to. My whole point is, don't you think they need some rest after the big emotional win, traveling? That's a tough line for me to jump on there.
No, I didn't bet it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you're in a real casino and they have maybe a team total and it's under 40, I'd definitely get on that.
11 o'clock, Nebraska. The 5-1 Cornhuskers travel to take on the Kirk Cignetti Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana ranked number 16 in the country, undefeated. That line 6.5. Rourke continues to have a great season. What do you think's going to happen in Bloomington, Indiana?
This one pulls at my heartstrings. Both teams are 4-1 to the spread, 1-5-1. Nebraska's very well coached. So is Indiana. Dylan Raiola is like night and day difference between zone and man. They kept talking about it all week. Against zone, he's really good. Against man, he's not. Indiana runs a lot of zone, so look for him to be able to complete the ball and get the ball down the field. In the trenches, I think they're even. Nebraska may be a little bit better. I don't know. But I don't know. It's a toss-up here. I don't.
So a lot of times I'll look at coaching first. I think it's a wash, coaching, Matt Rule and Kirk Cignetti. I think that's a wash. And then you go to quarterback, and I think that Indiana has a slight quarterback edge just due to Dylan being a young QB. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In a big game, going in there, going on the road, I give the slight edge to Indiana here with Rourke at QB. I trust him more. If that makes sense.
It's going to be a dogfight. So
That'll be a fun game. We're obviously going to have that on the TV Saturday morning. And I didn't want to pick this game because our boy Ray there in Nebraska, I didn't want to hurt his feelings with any kind of pick that I might be leaning towards there. So good luck to the Cornhuskers and the Hoosiers there. Big game. I mean, great to see Nebraska back winning well, doing good, and then to see Indiana at 6-0. If nobody's paid attention to this podcast ever, and according to the numbers, nobody watches, and that's okay. We're going to keep being here. That boy can coach.
Yeah.
He good. Let's see what else we got on the slate. You want to talk about the slugfest and the high-scoring game's going to be South Carolina, Oklahoma?
I'd rather just move on.
Oh, 2 inept offenses there. Good luck. All right, 2:30, Alabama travels take on the Tennessee Vols. I think there is a play on this game,
Hey,
but
I'm
we won't discuss the play. Let's just talk about Tennessee's got to get it rolling offensively. They've been inept the last 2 weeks.
They have, but in comes an Alabama team who can be had.
Yeah, that defense hasn't been playing well.
I believe there's trouble in the locker room in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, okay.
They're on the road. Huge rivalry game here. Both teams hate each other. So, yeah, I got a side here.
Yeah, it should be fun. Another 2:30 game I think we're both on. Michigan Wolverines travel take on the Illinois Fighting Illini.
Yep.
And you know how I do when it's a short spread, give me the better quarterback.
Yep.
Luke Altmaier, and actually the Illinois has a quarterback, and Michigan, what the hell?
Yeah.
Now they've moved on from Alex Orchie.
Yeah, Illinois' backup quarterback is probably the second best quarterback between the two teams.
So we'll talk about that game a little more later. Let's see. I don't know. You got Colorado visiting Arizona. Can Colorado keep this thing going? I believe Travis Hunter's going to play from all reports and things that I'm hearing. And Arizona's favored, I guess, because they're at home.
Yeah, I have no clue. It's such a good line if you're a Colorado backer that it's almost too good to be true.
Yeah. I think Colorado gets the outright win here.
I mean, it's
I don't
plus
trust,
120 on the money line. If you want to throw.
I don't trust what I've seen from Arizona, and I think Shador's going to have a good day. They've proven me wrong.
Yep,
They've played better defense, and Travis Hunter, like we've talked, is the best player in college football.
Just throw $25 at the money line on Colorado and just eat you some popcorn.
I don't believe we got anything here. The number 8 LSU Tigers, after the big win last weekend against the Ole Miss Rebels, travel take on the Arkansas Razorbacks.
LSU's going to be under all whites this week.
Yeah, they're good. They're good unis.
I know it's crazy to try to cap a game off what they're wearing, but I've done it already. You'll hear in a minute.
Yeah.
That's too much too.
I don't understand. And this line's been coming down.
Arkansas's offense is rolling, and LSU can be had. So,
I think there's question about the health of Taylor Green for Arkansas, whether he's completely healthy or not. I'm sure he's going to play. I don't think there's any question about whether he plays or not. That defense did show me something last weekend. They're pretty good up front, the front four. The backside is not. Yeah, the backside. There's places to be had there.
Look, I'm not convinced that LSU's offensive line's any good because we didn't try to test them. Anytime we did test them, we got to him.
Yeah, we got there. I mean, but I think that's a more testament to the players that Ole Miss has on the defensive front.
We didn't send more.
Really we never sent more than 4.
Yeah, we sent 3 guys the whole damn night.
In the fourth quarter, a lot of 3 guys, and that was kind of disheartening.
I got a feeling Arkansas is going to try to go get them.
They better. 6:30, the big matchup. Number 5 Georgia travels take on the number 1 Texas Longhorns. Paul,
I think we
the
talked.
line's come down. It's now 4.5.
We
It's
really
been into 5.
We really need Georgia to win this game.
As a Rebel fan, yes, we do.
And Georgia, I mean, there's a lot of work they left to do. Georgia getting more than a field goal here. I kind of like it. For me, it's a wash at quarterback.
I think so.
As much as I don't want to give Carson Beck respect, he's pretty good. Minus the first half against Alabama. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a tough showing.
I don't know. I don't think they're worth a shit against the spread, though.
Texas has been so good in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, Georgia's 1-5 against the spread this year.
Defensive front, offensive front. The quarterback is decent. Now, he didn't have a great showing against Oklahoma early, and that could have been due to rust, probably. We discussed that. I just don't know. It's still Georgia. It's Texas. I mean,
they played Auburn, Mississippi State, and now they got to get up and try to play Texas at Texas.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a turnaround.
We need it. We'll be rooting for the Georgia Bulldogs, for personal reasons. But that ought to be fun. We'll have it on there. We'll be watching.
I mean, Texas ain't. I mean, they beat Michigan, which
who have they really played? That's also. I mean, yeah, they beat Michigan, but now we know what Michigan is.
If you can get Georgia, if you can get Georgia over 3 points, I'd just take that.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Or,
You know,
or tease it up to over 10.
You know, a couple of days ago it was 5 or 5.5, and I love that.
Yeah.
Even at 4.5, I think if I was betting it, I'd probably go get Georgia. When can you ever? When in the last 5 or 6 years have been able to get Georgia plus points?
Yeah, I would like to know. Last time I was the underdog.
Let's see. As far as big, that's about it. Anything else? You got Kentucky, Florida at 6:45.
Jesus.
Brock Vandagriff and DJ Lagway getting after it.
Hope they have a running
On
clock.
the SEC Network. I tell you what'll be a fun, exciting game. 6:30 ESPNU. The North Texas Mean Green take on the Memphis Tigers.
Yeah.
In what are they? What's that? The Liberty Bowl is what they still call that. It's where they
Mm-hmm.
played Liberty Bowl, where Memphis plays.
Show Lil.
Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, Memphis, Tennessee. That ought to be a fun game. If you like points or you want to see something, a lot of good back and forth, that's the game for you.
Yeah, the last two scores there, 45-42 and 44-34.
That's why I don't understand this line. North Texas comes in 5-1. Memphis has been playing better on defense since that Navy game. I'll give them that. But the offense has not been explosive, and we know North Texas can score.
Yeah, I like it.
So you got North Texas getting 11.5 points.
Yeah.
How are neither one of us on this game? I just knew you were going to be on the Mean Green, so I didn't add them to my ticket.
I don't know. I'm just giving them a day off.
Taking a day off? Okay.
Give them a week off. Everybody gets a bye week from old gambling PJ's ticket.
You every now and then you give somebody a little week off.
Give them a break. Give them a break.
Well, I can tell you, there's 3 plays on mine where I ain't giving nobody a break.
Yeah.
And you better go out there and do what you do.
Load the wagon.
All right. Well, that's about it. We've got a ton of picks to get to, so we might as well just start diving in, right?
All right, go ahead.
Is it my turn to get started this time?
I have no idea.
I think it probably is. You know what? I'm not worried about it. I'm going to get started. 11 o'clock Saturday morning on the ACC Network. The Virginia Cavaliers travel take on the Clemson Tigers. This is a play I made last week, and I'm going right back to the well. Clemson continues to power right along since that Georgia loss. That literally is a line I used last week, and I left it in my write-up this week. I did not change it.
It's the same old thing.
Another big line for the Clemson Tigers. Another chance to get another big win here. I've not been a big fan of laying big numbers this year, so this spot's no different. Clemson leads the country in first half scoring, averaging 28 points per game first half. At home, they're averaging 39.3 points in the first half at home. Yeah. Damn near 40 points in the first half at home. Virginia has a decent run defense, but they are bad against the pass. I like Cade Klubnik to exploit that early. So I'm taking the Tigers once again, the first half. I got to lay an extra half point here this week. Last week it was 11. I got to lay 11.5 this week. Give me the Clemson Tigers first half minus 11.5.
Yeah, both teams covered me last week. I didn't have the heart to choose between the two, so I left it alone. But go get them, Tigers. All right, my first play is going to be tomorrow night, Friday night, 9:15 ESPN. Give me BYU minus 9.5. They've been really good this year for me. They've outscored their opponents 206-96. BYU's clearly the better team right now, averaging 34 points a game, better than they were last year. And they're only giving up 4.4 yards at a snap. So the defense is fucking legit.
This is at night in Provo, too, right? Tonight.
Yeah, right there between the mountains. Both teams, BYU playing well on both sides of the football. Oklahoma State coming off a bye. There's too many problems with that team to fix in a week.
I think Oklahoma's dead.
So
this year.
Yeah. Too much for Gundy to fix in 1 week. So give me BYU minus 9.5.
All right. Here we go. Rolling with the Cougars again. Rolled with them last week. We're rolling with them again this week.
Right.
I thought you told me you gave the team some break. Well, not BYU. Not giving BYU a week off.
No, you don't give the mule a break.
All right. Understood.
The mule just keeps one foot in front of the other.
Well, I'm going to go to a game that we're both on this week.
Okay.
And then I'll give you my spiel. Then you can jump in there.
Right.
Missouri still has all their dreams and playoff hopes right in front of them. They can still get there if they continue to win. Auburn visits Missouri, 11 a.m. ESPN, the mothership. After the beatdown from the Aggies, the offense got rolling, albeit against a bad UMass team. I get it, but that had to breed some confidence back into them that they can still get it done. Now they're back at home facing the Auburn team that's still deploying Peyton Thorne at QB. I am not a big fan of the Peyton Thorne experience, and in all that, I can't trust you when that's who you're playing, the QB. So give me Missouri. I'll lay the 4 points with Missouri here. Missouri Tigers -4 against the Auburn Tigers.
Okay. I'm also on Missouri -4. And I don't have any fancy stats or none of that. But here's what I have. I have a Hugh Freeze quote.
Okay.
"What is our bread and butter?" he said. "And let's try to make it look different ways. But we probably don't need more. Let's do less and keep doing it better." Have no fucking clue what that means.
Do less and do better. Did he just steal your line?
That alone is
Outta
enough
here,
for
you
me.
Freeze.
Missouri by 20.
Did we not copyright "do better" for you already? Trademark it, copyright it.
Yeah, but how do you do less and keep doing better? How do you do that? Let's try to make it look different, but we don't need to
So
do
you're
more.
going to do the same thing, dumb it down. You're going to make yourself easier to defend. Is that what you're telling me?
We're going to do less. We're going to do. I don't know what that means.
You're supposed to do more with less, not less with more.
I don't understand.
I
I don't know if I can play for this guy. I've been sitting in my locker going, "What
what?
the fuck is happening?"
What did he say? I don't know. Where am I at?
Oh, boy. Anyways, like I said, I don't have any rhyme or reason. That's when I saw that Franklin was on this game too. I'm almost just backed out of it because I don't have nothing for you to. Just that.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need. You should see one of my picks later. I'm not even picking the team. I'm picking one player. So it's what it is.
It is.
We'll get there when we get there. All right, my next pick. And this is a 2-for-1 special for you here. ESPN2, 11 o'clock, the East Carolina Pirates travel, take on the Army Black Knights. You knew I'd be right back on these service academies, both of them playing this week. I heard some crazy talk, though, but I ain't hearing it. People taking the Pirates, and they're the best team that Army's played this year. Okay, maybe so, but have you watched the Black Knights play? Like, literally, put on the TV and watch them play. If you have, then you know that all this does not line up well for a Pirates team that gives up over 450 yards a game, over 160 on the ground. You think that bode well for playing against the Black Knights, Paul?
Yeah, they're about to run all over them.
I don't think so.
Well, who the fuck has East Carolina played?
Thank you. East Carolina just gave up 55 in a loss to the Charlotte 49ers. Bryson Daly continues to be Mr. Everything for the Army Black Knights. The ECU QB, Mr. Garcia, 12 picks to only 8 touchdowns. So here's your 2-for-1 special. I'm going to continue to ride the Black Knights in the first half, and I love their team total here. So here we go. Army first half, -9.5. The Army team total over 33.5.
All right.
What do you think about that? Nothing? You got nothing to say to me,
No.
Mr. Army man? I mean, you went to Army. I mean, you were in the Army.
I'm not gonna besmudge my Army cadets. You know I like that pick. They're fucking 9-1 ATS last 10.
Thank you. 5-0 this year, right? Aren't they 5? I mean,
Yeah,
come
why would
on.
you
What are
bet
we
against them?
doing?
Defense is fucking.
Oh
out
yeah,
of
no,
this
I heard
world.
I heard it right here on the YouTube, same place that we're on right here. I heard it. One guy took a couple of guys took the East Carolina Pirates to cover the -16, -17, whatever it is, saying this is the best team Army's played all year, and Army's record is fool's gold because they hadn't played anybody. And I saw somebody take the Charlotte 49ers against the Navy midshipmen, but we'll get there later.
Yeah. All right, this next one.
You got to give up 2 picks now.
Oh, am I 2 behind?
Yeah.
All right, so give me Miami at Louisville Saturday at noon on ABC. Give me Louisville +5. Miami's flirted with a
Okay.
loss the last 2 games. They're coming off a bye where they had a players-only meeting. They're undefeated on the year, the best offense in the country per number. Why are you having players only meetings.
Yeah,
What's the problem here?
what are we
We're
doing?
barely winning games.
We're undefeated.
You know. Uh, yeah, like I said, I don't know what it means. Tyler Shaw's going to have to match a little bit of Cam Ward's production here. I think he can do it. I trust the coach for Louisville a little more than I do Miami.
Cristobal.
He's proven to me that he will lose games. I don't, like I said, I don't have a lot on this one. I mean, Miami's offense is their offense. They're great, but they don't win games by much. So, Louisville, a little better offense than California. California gave Miami all they want. So, give me Louisville +5.
I like it.
All right. And then my next game is Charlotte at Navy, 2:30, CBS Sports. Give me the Navy team total over 36. Navy has covered this number in 4 of the last 5, while Charlotte is giving up 31 points a game. The Navy offense is in its 40s, so they're averaging at least 4 to 5 more points than what their team total is here against a terrible defense. I trust the team total more than the spread because this Navy defense at times can be had, and Charlotte will test them. So I know Franklin was talking about the over. I saw some overplays. I don't hate the over, but I do. The only thing that worries me about you're having to rely on Charlotte to score also. And if they have trouble, any kind of trouble getting Navy off the field, and then they just kind of get worn down, I don't know if they can help Navy out on that the game over. So give me the team total over 36.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. I struggled with this game, and of course I'm on this game as well. And I love everything you said about Navy getting to their points. Of course, I have to be true to myself here. I love Navy and I love Army, and we've been riding these teams all year. They kind of, at times when I had bad weeks, they were only teams that won for me. Navy, of course, 5-0 against the spread, but this is a little bigger spread, and Charlotte has shown the propensity for scoring some points. But Navy's been great under the leadership of Blake Horvath at quarterback. He's doing everything there, just like Bryson Daly over at Army. And this is a good one. You're gonna love this one. When you've never heard this stat typically, unless Army's playing Navy, or Army's playing Air Force, or Navy's playing Air Force. You know, the service academies are playing each other. But in this game, the Navy quarterback has more passing yards than the opposing QB for the Charlotte 49ers. You don't hear that very often. That's what's made these two teams so much better this year in Army and Navy. And I've talked about it ad nauseum. I get it. But these guys can actually, and they're getting it's not just that they're passing the football. That's not it. They're hitting explosives in the passing game. 20, 30, 40, 50-yard touchdowns. That's what makes them such a different team. They can get those explosive plays in the passing game. And you've seen that with Navy all year. They'll score, and they'll score a lot. Like Paul gave you all the stats about why he thinks they'll hit the team total over 36. And I saw this game with Navy getting at least 40, if not more, or close to 40 is actually what I got written. Of course, the team total's over 36.5. If Paul hits, I'm going to get close to hitting here. Navy has shown that they can give up some points, and Charlotte has been able to score. The only thing that's going to hurt me here, now, of course, I'm on the Charlotte Navy over 56.5. If Charlotte can't get Navy off the field a few times, that'll cause problems because Navy will just run it and eat that clock.
Right.
But I think Navy's going to hit some explosives, like I've mentioned, and they will, because Charlotte will just give up some big plays, and Navy will score quickly. And then Navy has given up points this year. I mean, I think they'll give up a minimum 17 points. So I'm on the over here instead of riding with the big line. I'll take the over 56.5, Navy Charlotte.
Man, let's get a shootout going there. Little fireworks for the military team. And
in shootout, I'm talking about like 40-17 ball game. You know.
Yeah. Well, you need
and that'll
40
cover.
47. Yeah.
Right. 40-17 covers.
Okay. You ready to talk about Illinois, or you want me to do another one?
Nope, we can go right there.
All right. So my next game is going to be Illinois, Michigan at Illinois +4, 230 CBS. And this is like one of those games where I'm just picking something because I like what they're doing there. Illinois honors a 6 TD performance against the Wolverines back in 1924, 100 years ago. Red Grange Day here at Champaign. He amassed, hear this now, 402 yards that day with 6 touchdowns.
Holy
The Michigan offense is awful. The defense is slowly forgetting that Harbaugh was even the coach there. They're giving up 10 points per fourth quarter, which is
late points. They're giving up late
not the
points.
time.
Yeah.
That's when you win in ball games. Turnover is the difference here. Luke Altmaier protects the ball. Only 1 pick this year with 10 tutties. Michigan's 0-3 against the spread when favored by more than 4 points. Illinois wins it late. And look at these fucking unis.
Oh, my God.
They're awful.
Oh, they are terrible. What is that?
It's
Okay.
it's the leather helmet.
Hold on. You stay right there, everybody. I know this is bad pod, but I gotta pull this up. This is awful.
Yeah, they don't look good, but they gonna play good.
Holy shit. I hope this is not boding well for our pick. Oh my God.
That's 100 years. Red Grange, baby. 6 TDs, 400 yards on the offense. That's one player. 1924.
This is terrible. Hold, just everybody sit. I'm pulling this up. Good God Almighty. What is this site? There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
All right, here. Let me transition over to this. Here we go. Here's your Illinois uniforms right here, everybody. Holy moly! What is that? What is that?
The Fighting Illini, baby.
Paul.
They're about to do it.
I feel worse about my pick. Now they've got it. They've made the helmet look like it's an
Leather helmet, yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus! And what is this uniform?
It's the 1924 Red Grange uni. 400 yards for one player in one game, 6 tutties. Al Bundy couldn't even do that.
I can't with you. I wish you'd have never shown me that. I feel terrible now.
I love it.
I'm also on this game, in case anybody's wondering. I'm on the Illinois +4 as well. And look, if you're an Illinois fan, you can't be super excited about what you saw last week against the Purdue Boilermakers.
No.
But they had a huge lead in that game in the third quarter, and I think I'm not sure what happened there. It was 27-3 Illinois in the third quarter. And then, of course, you know what happened after that. Maybe it was a look-ahead game, knowing that they had the Wolverines coming to town. Michigan doesn't allow teams to run, and that's okay. Because after watching Luke Altmaier play this year, I trust the man at the quarterback position. He only has 1 pick. He's playing great. And speaking of QBs, does Michigan have one? They're now starting their third-string quarterback in Jack Tuttle, and I just can't trust it there. And also, hey, home dogs have been a huge winner this year in college football. So I'm riding with the home dog here. Who let the dogs out, Paul?
The Illini.
Yeah, they did. Give me the Illini +4.
Boy, you wear that shit, you better not lose.
God, and that I kind of hate that I even saw that.
You're welcome.
No, not you're welcome. That was god awful. We've talked about this. Uniforms matter. Just like when we talked about the Detroit Lions and that awesome helmet they wore that Monday night. Fucking incredible. And they did their job.
That's right.
You watch LSU and the All Whites this weekend. They're going to look amazing. They're going to beat the shit out of Arkansas because they have the better uniform.
I hope they fucking lose. Oh, excuse me. Wrong.
I understand your feelings there. I get it.
All right, number 7, Alabama travels to Tennessee Saturday at 2:30 ABC. Give me Tennessee +3.
Another home dog. I love the pick.
Yeah, when these two teams meet up, it's always electric. They hate each other. Both teams sorted out a victory last week against inferior opponents. There's something broke with the Alabama team, especially the defense. I think Tennessee finally gets it going on offense. They're not going to stay down. Josh Heupel will not let this thing continue the way
They've got to
it's
find
going.
something, Paul. I don't know what's broken. I don't know that it's just Nico himself being a young QB, but something. And I think you made a good point when you and I were talking on the phone the other day. Has somebody figured something out and it's been handed down?
Yeah.
Because they haven't looked completely right since Hendon Hooker left that program.
It happened to Kiffin too.
So is it QB or is it
No, it's probably scheme.
that people are picking up on the
Somebody
scheme?
picked it up, and now they're just. I mean, but that's up to Heupel to figure out. Jalen Milroe to Ryan Williams is the key here. Tennessee's got to find a way to limit this kid. Just don't give up that one big play. You got them at home. It's in the afternoon. Crowd's going to be crazy. They're not going to be as drunk. Maybe they'll be invested a little more. Alabama's real fragile right now. I think they're going to implode at any minute. So, I don't know. Give me the better defense at home.
Now that you say, I think you make a great point. Like people have kind of maybe figured it out with Tennessee a little bit, and they'll have to make changes. And you mentioned about the Kiffin offense as well. If you think about it, go back to that Kentucky game. This is what Kentucky did. They took away the middle of the field where Dart's made a living over the last 2 years. It hasn't always been the deep pass because that's not what he does best. But it's been the middle of the field where we've found success with whether it's crossing routes, whether it's the tight end coming across the middle. They've had a lot of success there. They forced us to go outside, and we lost. South Carolina did the exact same thing. We just out-athleted South Carolina, and our defense was so much better than anything Lenore Sellers could deal with. Then we go to LSU. LSU used the same blueprint. They took away everything in the middle. They came after Dart. He had no time, and he had to go deep and go outside. So I don't know how you find a way if teams are taking away something. You just got to be better in the other aspects. You got to run the ball more.
You got to coach.
The only way to open that up is to be able to run it. But then they got offensive line problems. So Tennessee, I think, has to do the same thing. I don't know that it's taking away the middle. I haven't watched them enough to know exactly. But somebody has found. If you take away this one aspect, then you can control them, and so far it's worked.
Them. Yeah, I just like the better defense at home.
Tennessee's got a great defense.
Yeah, and I don't trust the Alabama defense. I mean, they're not going to be able to shut out Tennessee. I don't care what scheme they think they figured out. They have no discipline.
And it's funny that
what did Saban say? There's two options: discipline or disappointment.
Yeah,
this will be disappointment Saturday.
Tennessee and Ole Miss are like mirror images of each other.
Yep.
Great defenses.
Yep.
Offense is struggling. I say struggling. They're struggling compared to what they've been in the past. If that makes sense.
Yep.
And then Oklahoma wishes they could be that. Oklahoma's great on defense, but have nothing going on offense.
Man, they got problems.
Completely different there with that situation.
Tennessee +3.
Glad you brought that up. I mean, it was something to talk about. I mean, we haven't gone long this week, so I just
we're not done.
No, I know we got other stuff. It's interesting to think about it, and not just. I'm not trying to come just from an Ole Miss. Like I said, I brought up Oklahoma. Just you never know.
Well,
if somebody's going to find something that takes you out of your ball game.
And if you think these teams don't talk, you're crazy.
Oh,
you're dealing with the best coaches in the country.
Hell, they made a damn movie about the Scallions guy in Michigan.
This is why the NFL is so hard because the coaching is so good and they have so many people scouting, looking, and then once they find that weakness or that chip, that one player who just cannot get it done, they will attack him.
When you don't have a quarterback that can make things happen in the NFL, that's why you struggle so much. And look, that's why. Kyle Shanahan he turns over everything on defense because he knows he has to concentrate so much on his offense to make sure that he's always got an advantage, if that makes sense. Like he always finds a way. Sometimes, and of course, I pay attention because they're my team. I'll watch Kyle call a play knowing he knows this play is going to suck.
Yep.
But
you want to see the reaction.
In the third quarter, he's going to run that exact same play, but to the opposite side, and the team on the other side is going to be completely caught off guard, and then the play works. Yep. I mean, they're so good in that league, and they're all, of course, professionals, and I think they're just trickling down more into the college ranks.
There's so much money now in college.
Well, that's the other thing. There's so much money.
Power 5 side, those teams are. You're talking about what's the best job you'd have in America is a fired
A
college
fired
football
college
coach.
coach. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A
Yeah.
fired college
Yeah.
coach?
What do you think
Yeah.
Jimbo and Ed Orgeron are doing right now?
Shit, fishing,
What-
golfing,
whatever the hell they
whatever
want.
they want to do. That's right. Billy Napier will have that option pretty soon.
I believe so
probably.
too. I hate to see Graham Mertz go down because we gave him so much help. And he's been playing well.
Yeah.
So
All right. We'll move right along to the next pick. All right. Where am I at here? 3 o'clock on FS1. The USC Trojans travel across the country, take on the Maryland Terrapins. Now the Trojans, apparently I can't say Trojans. Is it because you two won't let me say Trojans because it's a condom brand, or is something happening with my lips?
I don't think they control your personal speech pattern.
The Trojans put up a valiant effort against Penn State last week, only to come up a little bit short, and now they take on the Maryland Terrapins. Maryland also, on the other end, had a rough showing against Northwestern last week. Now they're at home, both teams desperate for a win. USC showed some signs of weakness in that improved defense that we thought they had in the past game last week, and now they face a Terp team that ranks 8th in the country in passes per game. Going to stress that Trojan pass defense all game long. And USC lost a few more key defenders from that defense. So Lincoln Riley's going to have to scheme that offense up for Miller Moss to try to outscore the Terps here, and I think that's the kind of game you're going to get. Terps give up 278 yards a game in the pass game, so Miller Moss is going to be busy all game long. I think Maryland will be too against that USC pass defense. I see a shootout coming. USC Maryland over 56.5.
Yeah, I like the play there. Both teams can score. You talk about earlier teams who haven't played anybody. Yeah. One team that has played somebody is USC.
USC.
Good God.
It's a brutal little schedule.
LSU, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Penn State. Yeah. They played Utah State. I guess the weakest one there is Utah State and Wisconsin, but geez Louise.
It's been a tough road for the Trojans.
Yeah, man.
I got it right that time, first time.
Yeah,
are you proud of me?
Right in a Trojan hole. All right.
Yep. Okay, move right along.
Okay.
Get on to your next pick, for crying out loud.
Okay.
Quit talking about my Trojans.
Where am I at? Just getting on with Tennessee.
Louisiana Coastal.
Louisiana at Coastal Carolina over 57.5, 11 o'clock at ESPNU. On the road, Louisiana averages more than 37 points per game. That's more than they do at home. They also concede more, which is 24 points per game. Coastal's putting up 33 points per contest on offense this season, which is 38th in the country. Meanwhile, it's giving up 31 points a game, which is 108th in the country. Both defenses are not very good. Coastal scores from far. Yeah. They like the big play.
Explosive plays.
Yeah. If they can hit 2 of these deep balls on them, that sets up well for me, and this will help us cover here. Trusting Louisiana to score and kind of handle the game more than I am Coastal, but I think Coastal can put up enough points to get this thing over. Should be in the 60s, so give me the over 57.5.
Well, we like a lot of points this weekend, don't we? We're everywhere. Team totals over in the 30s.
Getting close
we got overs 56, 56, 50. That's right. Yeah, I mean, here we go. Let's get wild and crazy, baby. All right, I'm going to 3 o'clock, ESPN2. The Baylor Bears travel take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. 2 teams going in the opposite direction, Paul. Baylor's dropped 4 or 5. There you go. Baylor's dropped 4 or 5. Texas Tech has won 4 or 5 while winning their last 4. Baylor offense has been better than expected this year. I will give them that. They've averaged about 26 points a game their last 3. Tech's lowest points total, though, in their last 4 has been 28. They're getting it done offensively. And I feel like I'm getting plenty of value on the over here, but that's not where I'm going, Paul.
Where are you going right now?
Baylor's one of the better pass defenses in the country, but that could be because they are so bad stopping the run. Yeah. However, Tech likes to throw it. So we got quite the dilemma here. Baylor doesn't do anything statistically great on offense, and Tech's defense is about average enough to slow them down. I get the better team and the better QB, less than a touchdown, lay them. Red Raiders at home, -6.5.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, Texas Tech and Iowa State are kind of the same team to me.
I think so.
Yeah, Iowa State just beat the shit out of Baylor.
Speaking of Iowa State,
how you like that segue?
That was really good.
Da-dum-dum.
Moving right along.
UCF, Central Florida Golden Knights at Iowa State -13.5. Give me Iowa State -13.5. 6:30 on Fox Sports 1. At home, Iowa State puts up 36 points a game. They only give up 5 at home.
Holy moly.
Central Florida's going to try to run it on this Iowa State defense. They're not going to be able to get it done. I'm sorry. This is one of those things I talked about BYU. Don't worry about the mule, load the wagon. This is one of my mules. I'm gonna lay them.
They've been good to you.
The Cyclones won't allow the Golden Knights to hang with them. Long way to travel too for UCF. You don't just get to Ames, Iowa. You got to go different
You got to
spots.
find, you got to take roads you've never heard of
You
before.
got to go all the way to Los Angeles, and then to Vegas, then up to Seattle, then back down.
I've heard some horror stories about being in Ames from people I know that have been there for different conventions for whatever, mostly farm-related stuff.
Right.
And there's the college, and then there's one lonely strip club out on a gravel road out there. It's about what you get in Ames.
Yeah. So nobody goes to Ames, Iowa at night
No.
and rusts up the Cyclones. So
Absolutely
it's going to be, give me a blowout here, Iowa State -13.5.
All right. We're down to my favorite pick of the week, only because of the amount of statistical data I'm about to give you. The handicapping that I'm about to break down for you here is going to be something you won't hear all week. It's going to be better than anything you're going to hear all week. I mean, go to any podcast, any lock picks you want, any site that's going to give you picks. You're not going to get anything as sophisticated and intelligent as what I'm about to lay down for you in this, my 9th pick of the day, Paul.
Waiting.
So, are you ready? I'm making sure that you're ready as well.
I hope so.
6 o'clock, ESPN Plus. You got to go out there and stream the shit out of this thing. The Ball State Cardinals travel to Nashville, Tennessee, take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Now, you ready for my handicapping?
Lay it on me.
Diego Pavia. That's
all you need to know.
Blah, 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 blah. Anchor down. Ball State struggled with Kent State.
Well, you struggled today. It's nothing like you.
I know. I don't know. I got tongue-tied or something. Ball State struggled with Kent State, who is 0 forever for the last 2 years. Come on, man. New territory for the Doors here, and there'll be no letdown. Doors, first half. Wait, I said that wrong. Diego Pavia, first half,
There you go.
-14.5.
Kids have been really, really good. The one game, before I go to my last game, we talked about, we met for lunch a while ago, is the Georgia Tech game. I like them, but I don't like them if Haynes Keene don't play.
Yeah.
And I have no clear indication that he is going to play.
Okay, so you're going to stay away
I'm
from
going to
that
stay
one?
away from it.
Understood.
I think they beat. If he plays and plays,
Think they beat Notre Dame?
He's healthy enough to play the full game. I think they beat Notre Dame. Okay, let's see. My last game, I'm going to the NFL, which tread lightly with me and NFL picks. I don't have a whole lot here. It's Patriots Jaguars on NFL Network. I'm going with the under 42. This is an 8:30 kick in London. Weather is the
You're
reason.
going to the London. No wonder you took the under. It's in
London.
London.
It's going to be raining and the wind's going to be gusting there, and these two teams not very good on offense. Patriots on the road, the totals average 36, so that's almost a touchdown cushion you have here.
Yeah.
And you got the bad weather and the wind. So yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to throw an NFL pick out there. So Patriots Jaguars under 42.
It's funny you did that. I'm also going to the NFL for my final pick.
Yay.
And going to noon Sunday, CBS. The Bengals travel, take on the Cleveland Browns. Now, Paul has a great stat about road favorites in the NFL this year.
Sure do.
And it hit again last night with the Broncos on the road to take on the Saints. They covered the easy 3.5, whatever it was whenever you got it. Bengals and Joe Burrow have gotten things going, and they can't afford any more missteps if they want to make the playoffs. The Browns are already trading away players with Amari Cooper gone. So I'm riding the trend here with the road favorites. Give me the Bengals minus 5.5.
Nice.
Did you have that? Do you have that somewhere, Paul? I know you brought it up to me.
Yeah, I know what it is, though. Well, I got it now. So the trend straight up on the road dogs no, straight up away favorites are 25-8 this year, 75.8%. Okay, against the spread, away favorites are 22-9, 71%.
Yeah, 71% against the spread away favorites.
Yeah, and they are covered,
So
especially if it's under 3.
Yeah, so I'm a little over that here, but again, we're talking about the Browns here,
Yeah.
and the Bengals have to have it. So I'm all over the Bengals minus 5.5.
Yeah.
So let's pull up the old spreadsheet here. There it is, Paul. So we're gonna run this thing down quickly. There we are, right? And I put the teams that were together on side by side there. So here's Frankie J's picks, locks for Week 8. Clemson first half, minus 11.5. Missouri, minus 4. Army first half, minus 9.5. And Army team total, over 33.5. Charlotte Navy, over 56.5. The Illini, plus 4. USC Maryland, over 56.5. Texas Tech, minus 6.5. Diego Pavia, first half, minus 14.5, and the Bengals on Sunday, minus 5.5.
All right, give me BYU minus 9.5. That is tonight at 9:15. Let's start the week off on a win. Missouri minus 4. No, I couldn't play for that fucking asshole. Give me Louisville plus 5 at home to Miami. Give me Navy team total over 36. I think they just get out there and run. Illinois in their god-awful uniforms plus 4.
Oh, God, it is bad.
Tennessee plus 3. Better defense at home against the Alabama team. I think is about ready to shit the proverbial bed. Louisiana at Coastal Carolina over 57.5. Louisiana carries the game here, but Coastal will score deep passes, whatnot. If they get over 21 points, this thing sails over. Iowa State minus 13.5. Don't worry about the wagon. Don't worry about the mule. Just load the wagon.
There you go.
And then the Patriots, Jaguars, and a rainy, windy, two shitty offenses early Sunday morning. So give me that one, under 42.
Okay, I like it.
Best
all right, so there's all your picks. I guess 19 of them out there. It's actually 17 different picks as we're on both on Missouri and Illinois. So as we say every week, get those picks in. And, Paul, Monday morning we're going to
cash tickets.
That's right. Cash